crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and I have a fun project to do with you that feels sort of like one of those deals where you have a bunch of odds and ends and you make something out of it. So our project's going to start with these wood slices. I got them a little while ago at my local Goodwill for $1.09 a piece. They were already painted, but you can purchase something like this, honestly, at just about any craft store. And then I'm imagining this is probably just plain black paint. So we're going to use that. And then a while ago, I picked up a little bag full of 2 sizes of Tart tins, and they were $3.09. I don't know how many pieces there were in here, probably at least 15. We're going to use those. We are going to use some buttons. I'm going to show you 2 versions of this same project. We're going to use some napkins and some matte Mod Podge. We'll be using a little E6000 glue. We'll be using some of these magnetic buttons that I love. These are so fun. And then we will also use this beautiful new stencil from MagnoliaDIY.com that is called Faith Flower. Look at that, isn't that cool? We're not actually going to do this part. We're just going to use the base of it. And then this is going to create the flower. I am hopefully planning to come live again today and make a tea towel using this same stencil. It would be cute for a lot of different things. It'd be super cute to put it on the back of a jacket. Yeah, lots of fun things that you could do with that. So that's the project. All right, let's start with the stencil so that can be drying while we're doing the flowers. Okay, so this is already painted. I wiped it off. It's mostly clean. I'll take the $1.09 Goodwill sticker off the back of it. And I'm going to take my brand new stencil out of the package. This is a good all year round stencil, which I love flowers, and I love things that are faith themed or Bible verses. So this is completely my style, and I totally love the design of it. Okay. So, because this is brand spanking new, I am going to fuzz it, and I'm going to use my tacky towel. I'll take it off the backing for the very first time. Sometimes they're hard to get off. I'm going to be careful not to fold it over on itself, and I'm just going to lay it down on my little tacky towel. Just do it twice. And then, let's see, where do I want this to be? Okay, I think I'll lay it right there. And maybe I'll go ahead and stencil the flower too, so you can see how awesome that is. And then we'll be attaching our flower on here using some magnets. Okay, today I'm just using plain old white chalk paste. But if I was doing this on a tea towel, then for that I would be using ink. I see lots of people hopping on, so I'm glad you could join me. This is a good spring project, and the surface you put it on honestly doesn't even matter. It could be any wooden piece that you might have hanging out. And then you can order Tart tins from Amazon. You can get them at cooking stores. I have found them several times at different thrift stores. Carol says they're in the 70s today in Florida. That sounds wonderful. It's pretty darn nice where I am in Georgia today as well. Okay, so I could never in a million years write out the word faith, but I can use a stencil, pretty darn easy, to stencil the design in chalk paste. So that's why I love using stencils. And these ones that I'm using here are from a company called Magnolia, and my website is magnoliadiy.com. But if you would like a direct link to this particular one, just let me know. Let me just close my little pot of chalk paste up, and this is what it looks like. It'll take probably no time at all to dry. Oh my gosh, you guys, this really is, this is such a beautiful design. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And it looks fabulous on white, in white on this black background. Okay, I'm gonna go throw this in my little tub of water over here. And then I will go out to the kitchen and wash it when I'm all finished. Yes, I had a great time visiting my son, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Okay, let's just set that there so that we can move on to the next thing. Okay, the next thing is, I thought it would be fun to do this flower 2 different ways, and then we'll use a magnet to attach it. And so, if I did that, I could seriously swap out the flower as much as I wanted. All right, so I took my 2 plies of napkin apart, and I already did this piece. We are looking for a small to medium-sized sunflower, and I'm going to be using, I already made the back for the one that's decoupaged, but I'm looking for something small that will fit right there in that center. And I'm going to just go with this teeny little piece right here. This one I'm going to cut. Close to the edges, and then I'll lay it in there to see if it will fit. The other one, which I'll show you in just a second, I decoupaged before I came live, so I would be ready to show you. I think that's going to be just perfect. Okay. I'm just going to use a little brush. Doesn't it look beautiful on the wood slice, Becky? I mean, I think this is such a pretty stencil that you could do it on a lot of different things. And, you know, honestly, even if you didn't want to use the faith stem, just the design of the flower is pretty. I'm thinking for the tea towel that I want to do the design and then heat set it in ink and then paint in the flowers in a different color of ink. I think that would be really pretty. Okay, so I'm using matte Mod Podge by Plaid. I'm just putting it on the inside. And let's just go ahead and basically drop that in the center. And I'm pressing it down into over here. Well, hey Audrey, how are you doing? Okay, this is the one I did before. And all I did, you guys, was I took one of these larger ones, and these ones in particular are softer than other ones I've had before. I just started opening it up until I got it pretty darn flat. I applied a layer of Mod Podge. I didn't do a very good job getting it centered. And then I put Mod Podge over the top and I let it dry. And this is going to go on the center right here. So I'm going to use a little bit of E6000 glue and a little dab of hot glue as well to attach that. And you know, we should put the magnet on first. Actually, let me think about this. I think I won't glue it to the back of this. I'm just going to glue it to the wood piece. So I'm going to put a good amount of E6000 on here, a little bit of hot glue. Okay, let's let that dry for a minute and come back to my little board. So what I'm thinking is that I need to put my magnet right here in the center of the flower. This is what's gonna hold my tin flower on. I just used hot glue for that. And in case you're wondering what is this magnet I'm working with, it's right here. This is called a magnetic button. These specific ones come from Walmart, but you can get these at any craft store. And they're just magnetic buttons. They come in a variety of sizes. I always use the bigger ones. The thing about these that I just want to tell you is that these can look like a little piece of candy or something yummy if you are a child or an animal, a dog or something like that. So they're really harmful and dangerous if a little person or an animal swallows them, especially if they swallow more than one. So you definitely want, I was a lawyer before I was an at-home mommy, before I was a crafter. And that's the truth, I really was a lawyer. But this is my warning, just my safety precaution, public service announcement that these can be really dangerous. They're great to craft with, but when you're done with them, put them away. I can store mine in a Ziploc bag up in a box in my closet. This is something that I never just leave down and about because we don't have any little people living here anymore, but we have 2 puppies and they have been known to eat strange things. So I would be so upset if anything happened to them. So anyways, I just glued it to this. It's not exactly centered, but that does not matter. And I'm fiddling around with 2 different ones of these designs. This one, this set is gonna just be plain, and it's gonna be 3 layers. So I spread a back one out pretty flat. This was the larger size. And then I used a second one over the top of it, and then I used a smaller one in the center. And that is how I am creating it. And I'm using for these a little bit of E6000 and some hot glue. This is going to be super short and sweet, and we are going to add a button or 2 to this one to embellish it, since it's plainer. I did not end up decoupaging these or doing anything else to them, but I did want to mention that you could paint them, and that could be super cute. But you know me, I like everything for my house to be super neutral. Cream, basically. This is white, but this works. Okay, see how pretty that is? It's 3 layers. We'll see. Is my magnet going to be strong enough to hold it? Yes, it is. Okay, now I'm going to, and this one is not dry yet either, but look how cute that is. I will maybe do some looking this afternoon to see if I can find a source on Amazon for these little Tart tins. Like I said, I almost always find them at craft stores. It's just totally luck of the draw. But I know you can order them online, and they're not expensive. Okay, so I want to add something to the center of this one, and I was thinking that some buttons would be fabulous. So I started with this button, and I glued a magnet before I came live to the back of it. I could just glue my buttons right in there. I don't want to make it too heavy though, because then I'm afraid it won't hold on here with the magnet that I have here. But I do want to have 2 more layers. So I'm going to do 2 more little buttons. This one is one of those grayish, purplish, opalescent mother of pearl buttons. And I know someone will ask me, where do I get my pearl buttons? I'm always looking. I bought some while I was in Oregon this past week, as a matter of fact, at an antique store, but I'm always looking for buttons. And my favorites are the vintage mother of pearl buttons. They're my favorite. So I'm going to do 2 layers. So there's a silvery gray, purpley opalescent, and then a white. And then look at this precious little one. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Let's just do 1 more. Right there. Isn't that pretty? What kind of black paint did I use? Well, I purchased this at Goodwill for $109. It was already painted, but I would grab something like this. Let's see, what color do I like? Ink is a good color. This is Waverly. It says chalk, but it's acrylic paint with a matte finish. It's super affordable. This one is ink. They have another color of black too. Walmart super affordable, really easy to work with, and honestly almost no prep to use this. So this is what I like the best, but any kind of black acrylic or chalk paint would work for this project just fine. Okay, let's try this magnet. Look how pretty that is. And let's try it here. And here is my finished design. Isn't that cute? What do you guys think? Now, if I wanted to, I'll probably glue something on the back of this, a little hanger of some sort. And I can totally swap in or out any different flower. Let's see, this is the other one. Do you need to seal it? Okay, that's a great question, and I appreciate that you asked that, Tracy. No, you don't have to, especially if you think at some point you might want to change the design. This is chalk paste, which is not permanent, but it'll stay until you use some water to wash it off. But since I have a magnet glued on here, it's really pretty permanent. So I will probably take it outside this afternoon and give it one quick coat of a clear matte sealer spray, and then it's permanent. I mean, it's not going to be able to be washed off. You couldn't throw this in a soapy sink of water and have it look good, but you wouldn't do that with a piece of wood like this anyways. So this is the one I like the best. But you could also do any kind of a design with a decoupage, with a Mod Podge. And you could also do something like, this was a flower that I made a long time ago. Whoops, those magnets don't really like each other. But you could do something like this. Or let's see, what else do I have out here? This one doesn't have a magnet on the back of it, but I could do something like that too. Or really anything else. The design of this flower honestly is so pretty that that you really don't have to doll it up. But this is going to go in my house. And I love it. So that's the project. I hope that you liked it. I hope it inspired you to pull out several random things, like some wood slices, some old Tart tins, some napkins, some old buttons, a little glue, an adorable stencil like this one, and make something creative. So let me know if you would like a list of supplies, or if you missed the start of this video and you would like to watch it from the beginning, and I will get you a replay of this whole video tutorial as well. Anyways, I hope to be live again later, if you're watching live, to do a tea towel using this same stencil design and to do some pretty painting on it. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys soon.